Hey guys, it's Jet888 here. It is April 15th. This is just a quick thought. I got this at Congress.go regarding State Secrets Protection Act. You know how they're always kind of falling back on the, well, we can't tell the public because it's a secret and it's for national security. This report here, and I'm going to link it to you, but it basically does point out the abuse going on. And this is older. I mean, this was in August 1st, 2008. Imagine how more relevant this is today. Anyhow, I wanted to share this with you, but this is why I'm going to show this to you right now. And it's actually just more of a question I have for you, I guess. I want to bounce this off some people. So State Secrets Protection Act. Now, they might even have an updated version of this. This is 2008. I'm not sure. Mr. Leahy, is that how you say it? Leahy? From the Committee of the Judiciary submitted the following report together with minority views to accompany S-2533. So it says the Committee on Judiciary, to which was referred the bill S-2533 to enact a safe, fair, and responsible State Secrets Privilege Act, having considered the same, reports favorably thereon with an amendment and recommendations that the bill as amended do pass. Background and need for legislation. I'm only going to read to this word right here, the word nation. The state secrets privilege is a common law rule of evidence that the federal government can invoke to prevent materials from being publicly disclosed in civil court proceedings if the government establishes that such disclosure would harm the nation. So would harm the nation. And I'm wondering right now, what is a nation? And I asked, are we a nation? And because I looked at some things last week that now this kind of hit a little bit closer to home. So from the Black's Law Dictionary, it says, what is nation? Would that be different than what is a nation? I don't know. It says, a people or aggregation of men existing in the form of an organized jural society inhabiting distinct portion of earth, speaking the same language, using the same customs, processing historic continuity, and distinguished from other like groups by their racial origin and characteristics, and generally but not necessarily living under same government and sovereignty. Just the speaking the language would make us, wow, I don't know. But anyhow, this is why I want to show you something else. So I happened to look at the United States Census Bureau, and I'm just taking, for instance, wow, my screen is so dirty. So New York, for instance. So this just gives all kinds of stats and all kinds of interesting things, but I want to look at something else here. So this says Hispanic or Latino of any race, wow, 3,948,032. This talks about types of language spoken at home in New York. English only, so that's pretty high, 69.7%, Spanish 14, other Indo-European, Asian Pacific, other languages. And look at this. Okay, foreign-born population in New York. Naturalized citizens, 58.4%, not a U.S. citizen, 41.4%. So 41%, over 41% of New York citizens aren't U.S. citizens. And this is actually low because I went to other states. So I'm going to go to California because I'm ethnocentric. And I don't really understand what this is, but it says Hispanic Latino. So 15,579,000, blah, blah, blah. So California. And it is funny because the Census Bureau talks about they do cover population with and without an internet subscription. They do it to every state. Here we're looking at types of language spoken at home. English only 56, Spanish 28, others. This is just kind of interesting because you can compare states. So here's foreign-born population in California. Naturalized U.S. citizens is 52%, and not a U.S. citizen is 47.1%. We're going to go from California and look at Arizona. Here's that number, over 2 million. Now they seem like they have a high English only. Now we're looking at the foreign-born population. So naturalized U.S. citizens is 45.2%. Not a U.S. citizen is 54.8%. So there's more non-citizens, non-U.S. citizens living in Arizona than naturalized U.S. citizens. Would that be considered an invasion? What is that? So that's Arizona. We're going to check out Nevada. Just to be consistent. Types of language spoken at home. English only 69, 20% Spanish. Other languages. Here's the foreign-born population. You have naturalized U.S. citizens 50.7%, not a U.S. citizen 49.3%. That's pretty close. That's pretty close of your state. I'm surprised. Here's Utah. There's that number. Pretty low. Hispanic Latinos, very low. They have a high rate of English spoken at home. Well, but look at this. Foreign-born population in Utah. Naturalized citizens are 41.5%. Not a U.S. citizen is 58.5%. Isn't that amazing? They have more non-U.S. citizens living in Utah than that of naturalized citizens. And I know a couple of years ago, remember the UN took over? They took over the Salt Palace. Couldn't find that anywhere, but I saw a video of it. So would that be considered invaded? You know, I don't know. I'm asking. 58.5% are not U.S. citizens. So where's their loyalty, I wonder? When poop hits the fan, where's their loyalty? But at least they've blended in, haven't they? Because they all mostly speak English. So that's interesting. We're going to go over here and check out Colorado. I'm sorry, but what a boring looking shape. How square? Over 1 million. Mostly English speakers. But here we go. Foreign-born population in Colorado. Naturalized citizens, U.S. is 44.9%, and not a U.S. citizen is 55%. So again, they're outnumbered by non-citizens. It's interesting because it looks like the big English speakers tend to be, well, not tend to, because I haven't looked at that many yet, but they tend to not be dominated by naturalized citizens. I want to check out the countries, or the nation's weighing. Let's just go to Florida. I'm skipping way over to the East Coast now. Here's that number, over 5.5 million. English only 70%, Spanish 21%. Types of language spoken at home. And the way it's going, it seems like the lower the English, it seems like people actually get their citizenship. I don't know, maybe not. I haven't looked at enough. Yeah, so there's foreign-born population. So naturalized citizens is higher, 57.2%. But doesn't that, even though that's one of the lowest non-citizens living in a state, doesn't that still seem kind of high? Let's check out Texas, and probably we'll do something up north, and then I'll call it quits. So here's Texas in relationship. There's California, Arizona, New Mexico. It's not focused. They have pretty high Hispanic, Latino, of any race. That's weird. So almost 11.5 million. So types of language. English only 64, Spanish. So that tells me that there'll be a higher amount of naturalized citizens. Whoa, I was so wrong. Okay, foreign-born population. Wow, naturalized citizens. Well, I was wrong on that. 39.1%. not a U.S. citizen in Texas is 60.9% versus naturalized citizens. So if you happen to have a civil war for whatever reason, isn't that a little disconcerting to think that you're not surrounded by U.S. citizens? That's almost terrifying to me without being terrified. That's just, I don't know. It doesn't sit well with me. Oh, look at Michigan and look at that. Look how smart we are. We go all the way up. Those people can't even access. I mean, the United States is there, but they have to go in through Canada to get to their state right there. They're shut out. No one's talking about that, though. They have a real hardship regarding that. Let's go look at their stats. That's a pretty low number. Super high English. Wow. So the foreign-born population, naturalized citizens is 53.8%. Not a U.S. citizen is 46.2%. So pretty close. Not 50-50, but close. Let's see what's going on in Washington. You know who lives there, right? Or at least, well, now he's down in California, but let's look. That's Canada right above them. Very high English only. Spanish. Whoa, Asian Pacific Islander. That's a big number right there compared to what we've seen. Whoa, okay. Foreign-born population in Washington State. Naturalized U.S. citizen, 48%. Not a U.S. citizen, 52%. Who are you going to call? Okay, I just want to look at Georgia. Then I'll stop. Over 1 million. Very high English rate. Spoken in the home. Now this I'm actually a little surprised at. Naturalized U.S. citizens, 45%, and not a U.S. citizen, 54%. Have we been invaded? Is that, I don't know. I'd love to hear y'all's feedback on this. Let's look in the middle of the country, or not middle, but at least they're flat. That's a pretty low number. Very high English spoken in the home. English only, 88%. That's interesting. Foreign-born population in Kansas. Naturalized U.S. citizens, 41.4%. Not a U.S. citizen is 58.6%. Is that higher than Georgia? I can't really remember the numbers. Wow. So I'm surprised about this one. All right, I'll leave this link. So when it says what's nation, what is nation? A people or aggregation of men existing in the form of an organized jural society, inhabiting distinct portion of the earth, speaking the same language, using the same customs, possessing historic continuity, and distinguished from other like groups. I wonder if all those other people from other countries, and I'm not anti other countries, I'm just surprised that a lot of our states, and I haven't seen all of them, but a lot of our states are actually outnumbered by non-U.S. citizens. Are they using the same customs as what, I don't know, what we'd consider American? I'm not sure. And this is just a question. I don't really know what to think about it. All right. So regarding State Secrets Protection Act, is it still considered a nation if you're outnumbered by people from other countries? I'm not sure. I'll leave you links for these things, you guys.